So the thing is that we have now all the numbers which are, and please, before you actually proceed, make sure that your net profit that you see should be matching with the annual report 23, 90, 29, 62. So I'll just quickly check 23, 200, 39, 098, 62, 36. It means that we have done a correct punching. There are no punching error or formula errors. You can also check the EBIT if you want, 28, 46, 69. So 28, 46, 69. So just select, select some black numbers, profit before tax also you can check, so that you are sure that there are no errors in the historical data. Clear? Now, what we will do is we will do some analysis which is required, that what is the growth in revenue in the last 3 years. So how will you do? Is equal to current year divided by previous year minus 1. So if you use this formula, current year divided by previous year minus 1, you will get a growth of the growth between 22 to 23. And if you drag this, control R, then you will get a growth between 23 and 24. What is your revenue growth? So this is how you'll do. And so please do this, and also do an average. The last, like, you need to understand what is your average growth of the last 2 years. So last 2 years average growth is 19%, which is the combination of the average of 16 and 22. So please do this quickly, guys, everyone.
So how to calculate the growth rate?
The growth rate is this: current year divided by previous year minus 1.
Thank you, sir.
And then this is current year divided by previous year minus 1. Now next is, I hope everyone has done this and you have also done the average of last 2 years of growth, which is 19%. Shall we move forward? Now the next is, see, you have cost of revenue, you have revenue and cost of revenue. Then we need to calculate certain things like cost of revenue divided by sales. So what we try to understand is that percentage of sales we have to calculate, which is, we want to understand that how much percentage of the sales is going towards the cost of revenue or the product cost. If I calculate this D5 divided by D7, so I can say 22% of my sales is going toward product cost. Or we can say, if I'm selling a 100 rupee product, 22 rupees will be the product cost. Can we say this? By putting this formula, that if the product price is 1,16,609, the product cost itself is 25,000. Remaining is my profit, which is 91,000. So that is something that you can drag and see the trend that you have last 3 years. So in 22, you had a product cost of 22% of your MRP product, then you 19% and 18%. So you are decreasing, you are able to decrease your cost of revenue, which is a very good thing, because 22, you spend 22%. Next year, you spend only 19 and then 18%. Right, Kanak, Mr. Nallu, and Priyanshu, Rochan, and Sumit?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So please do this as
Yes,
well.
sir.
So guys, product cost calculation is important, because if you are selling a 100 rupee product, and you should know what is your product cost. The remaining is your profit. Like if 100 rupee product cost is 22. So what is the profit? 78%, which is a gross profit, not a net profit, but gross profit, right? Same way, what you can do is you can also calculate other expenses also, like research and development is 35 divided by 116. So you want to see if the product cost is 100 rupees. So how much research expenses you are making on a product? So you are spending 30% on the research of that product. So if you're selling a product worth 100 rupees, 30% is your research on that product. And if you see all the 3 years, 30, 29, 27. So that also is decreasing, which is a good sign, because you are able to control your costs to some extent. Then marketing and sales, which is 15,000 divided by 116,609. So you want to see how much expenses you are going towards marketing of a product, which is 13%. Drag it. So you spend 13% on the marketing of your sales. Means if you're selling a 100 rupee product, you are spending 13 rupees on promotion of that product. Then 9%, then 7%. So please do this also. Next is, you have general and administrative, which is 11,000 divided by sales again. So you want to see what is a general expenses that you have in your business, which is a percentage of sales. So that is also decreasing 10,986, 30,97, 30, 29, 27, and 22, 19, and 18. So please complete and see if you have all the numbers which are in line with what I have.
So I can't get that 19%.
Sorry,
Average of the growth.
average of a growth is 19%, which is the average of last 2 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what we will do is we also would like to calculate the average product cost. Suppose, so can I do average of all the three so that we know if the product cost was 22, then 19 and 18, what is the average product? So on an average, you're spending 20% of your sales into product cost. So if the 100 rupee product, you're spending 20 rupees on the product cost. Same way you can copy all the average like this. So the average research and development expense is 29%. 100 rupee product is actually taking away 29% of the research. Then 13, 19, 13 and 9 and 7, which is 10%. And next is 8%. So just to give you an idea, just look at my screen. I can say if I'm selling a 100 rupee product in Meta, correct? I am spending 20 rupees on product cost, 29 rupees on research and development expenses, 10% on the marketing, and 8% on the general administrative. So total I'm spending, if I sum all of up, 66 rupees I'm spending on the direct and indirect expense out of 100. So if I spend 66 in the expense, my profit would be how much? 34 rupees. 66 rupees is my expense. Now, even after that, you have two more expenses, interest expense and tax, which is a separate thing. But till this stage, you have 34% of expenses. Sorry, 66%, 66 rupees of expenses out of 100 rupee product. So that is the reason why we do percentage of sales, which is a very important, insight that you would like to have in your business. Now, guys, the question comes where how to generate or how to forecast the revenue to start with for the future. Now, there are multiple ways we can project the revenues. So, like we can do historical growth, we can do transcript, we can do revenue model, we can do consensus model. So, there are multiple ways to forecast the revenue, especially. But since this is just a first session of model, we will be doing the simplest option, which is historical growth as of now, but we can obviously do the other methods as and when we progress in the program. So what I'm going to do today is very simple exercise. You see at my screen, 19% is your average growth. So I will expect that last 2 years of growth is 19. So I will expect that every year you will have 19% growth rate. So I'll just select this and drag, and I will keep a 19% growth. And how I'll calculate the revenue, which is previous year revenue, into bracket open 1 plus 19%, which is 1.19 divided, bracket close. So I will use this formula, which is previous into 1 plus 19%, enter. I will get my revenue for 25. Then I will drag it. So when I drag it, I will get 232, 275, 327, and 389. So please do this quickly. If you are facing any issue, please let me know.
So what's the formula?
What's the formula? Okay. The formula is this.
Hello. Done, sir.
Done. Now what we will do is we will follow the same for the cost of revenue. See, I have a cost of revenue as 20%. So it means that 20% of your sales is going towards the product cost. So I will assume that every year approximately 20% of my sales will go towards product cost. It can be lower also, it can be higher, but on an average, last 3 years, I'm assuming it is going next, same trend. So how we can calculate cost of revenue, anyone?
Previous year and multiply 1 plus 20%.
No. Any idea? Sales will be the cost of goods sold or product. So we can do this simply, this into 20% of my sales will be the product cost. which is the current year sales. 20% of that will be my cost, which is this. And then you get drag. So you see this, that every year you're expecting 20% of your sale is going towards the cost of revenue. I hope this makes sense to everyone.
Percentage of scale and percentage of sales and revenue, right, sir?
Yes, percentage of sales into revenue. Make sure one thing that I see a lot of places people make this error. Make sure that your 2026 wala number is coming from 2025, and then you drag it from here till 29. Same goes here. This should be linked from the previous 25 and then drag it till 29. Then you will be getting all the numbers same as what I'm getting. Now the next is, this is your gross profit, which is revenue minus cost of revenue. So we can just drag it as it is. Every year we will have this, correct? Gross profit. Now the thing is that if I come to the research and development, I will assume again 29% will be my recurring, you can say on an average research cost on a product. 10% I can say as it will be my marketing expense. And 8% will be my sales expense, general and administrative expense. So how can I calculate the research and development? Anyone?
Same revenue into the percentage.
Yes. So revenue into
Percentage of research and development.
So I will just drag it. So this will be revenue into this. Same way, what you can do is for marketing and sales, revenue into 10%. 10% of revenue is you are spending towards marketing. So guys, revenue is very important. Revenue is a backbone of any company. You always make a decision as percentage of revenue. That suppose you are doing this revenue, so you'll say that 20% of my revenue will be product cost, 30% will be my research, 10% will be marketing. So the decision is generally based on revenue, because revenue will fund all the expenses. When you get revenue, then only you'll be able to spend something on the marketing and all, or otherwise you do in a way that you spend amount and then you generate as that much revenue. So there is nothing greater number than revenue. One of the most important number for any company. So this is also 8% of your revenue is going towards your office expenses. Correct? Now what we will do is we will just drag this because this is a formula. I will control R. I will get all the numbers. So we'll get the EBIT, which is this 66, 78, 93, this. So please complete till this stage, guys. Once done, please let me know.